name is Nora, and today I am doing a bit of a practice piece. It's mainly because I wanted to work on my weaknesses, and I found this little picture on Pinterest. This kid is adorable. I won't lie, I was attracted to his adorableness. He is just pure cuteness. I think like if you bottled cuteness, it would look like him. He's so adorable. Anyway, besides that, I wanted to practice the fact that I was weak at drawing kids, mainly because they're a little bit more of a delicate specimen and that their features aren't pronounced, so you have to be a little bit more fiddly with the way in which you contour their faces. You don't want them to look like older people with smaller bodies, because that has happened on many occasions. And it's ugly. It is really ugly. So I've decided to work on it, and obviously if you ever want to learn a skill that you're not good at, you should probably start with a reference picture, or at least practicing from reference pictures. Because I don't know if like people have shamed other people. I have never gotten shamed about this, and I know that people that get shamed about it. They get shamed about the fact that they use references, but no artist in the world doesn't use reference. Like, the outdoors is a reference. Your surroundings are references. The whole world around you is basically a reference. The people you live with, the conversations you have, everything around you is influential in the way in which you make art. And it's a little frustrating because if you weren't drawing with a reference, drawing from reference, I mean, we would all have incredibly boring pictures and also never learn into a new skills, right? So I just wanted to get that out of there. Also, this video is titled "What is Talent?" and I wanted to talk about that a little bit and bring that idea of like what talent is. To me, the concept of talent, because I've read a lot of books, I've already said this in my last video, I read a lot, and I read a lot about creativity and art and how you can be creative and what holds people back. And one of my favorite books ever is the book called The War of Art. I forget who wrote it. I'll put his name on the screen. But basically, it's not The Art of War, because that's a different book, but it's The War of Art. And it talks about what are the things that hold us back. And it's very metaphorical in a sense. But there's also a book by Marco Bucci called Creativity in the Campfire, which I have the audiobook to, and it is amazing. I mean, it is maybe like, it's probably less than $10, maybe a little bit more like $12, I don't know. But it is the best $12 I've ever spent. It is really, like, honestly, very, very open, like it opens your mind into a different kind of spectrum of what are the things that hold you back. And one of the things that he talks about, and I love this line, it's that talent is a parasite, and that it basically holds you back from your potential. Because, I mean, we've all been there at school where you find that person that's talented at singing, or talented at writing, or talented at art. Like, obviously we're talking about art, but like talented at different skills, like playing the piano, and they're born with this extra talent that you don't understand or have. Watch me struggling there with the with the bridge of the nose, because children have delicate features. Again, so talent is a parasite because it holds you back. Mainly because you have a perceived notion that you're good at something and then you don't have to like work on it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I loved art when I was in school. I was that kid who drew all the time, and people, connected with me as that person who would draw all the time. I was the art kid. But like my idea of what how talent held me back is very much of what he spoke about in his book, and I kind of connected with it a lot. Like, you get to a point, and this point for me was maybe when I was 18 years old, where talent isn't an option anymore. and then you've gotten to a point in your journey where talent dies and you're left with, you know, basically a bunch of bad habits that you need to fix, or you realize you have to actually put in the hard work and you let it go because you can't be bothered spending time and effort into something that you previously were just talented at, right? So that's the frustrating part, when you see a lot of people say, oh yeah, no, I used to draw all the time and I was really good at it when I was younger, but then I kind of stopped, mainly because talent put too much pressure on you and now you don't want to do the work that goes with being skilled. Talent isn't a good word when you're talking about a creative endeavor. I learned that because, well, they definitely convinced me with all the literature that I've read, but also that, you know, in my own personal experience, and, you know, when you look at the world around you, no one who's good at learning languages is called talented. No one who's good at maths is called talented. No one who's a very brilliant, I don't know, like robotic person who does robotics is talented, right? They're always very skilled and smart, and they've obviously put effort and time into something, and we look up to them because of that, right? But when you go to a museum, the first thing that people tell you about an artist or an art gallery is that this person is so talented. Oh my God, I love their art. It's just so, it's beautiful. Just because it's beautiful does not mean that he is not skilled, right? Or she or he is not skilled, right? Nobody who's made it in the art world, who's made it in a creative endeavor, a singer, a dancer, a musician, no one ever gets to the top and says, well, I was just talented and I didn't put any effort into it. No, you ask them and they're always like, I put all the time and effort and everything that I have into the skill that I've, you know, like matured in a sense. I have basically spent my whole time putting my soul into this skill. And everyone just calls me talented, like I was born with some kind of godly given, I don't know, superpower. Like it's just so weird that we have these kind of like notions that someone will tell you, oh, because you're so talented, I could never reach the level that you're at. And that's not true. And it frustrates me because I don't want that to be something that I ever think ever again. Because I know that I look up to certain artists and I look up to certain people in the art community who are amazing and talented and beautiful, and I think about it and I'm like, well, these people are definitely way better than me. And I might never reach the level that they're at, or I can't, right? Because I don't spend enough time, and I know that in my logical part of my brain, I know that. But there is that sense of worthlessness that comes with that kind of mentality that puts people down, and I don't like that. So my whole video today is mainly to tell you this kind of feeling of hopelessness that you get when you're scrolling through Instagram and seeing people's artworks and seeing like all these like historical artworks that are insanely detailed and beautiful, or people's, like, you know, certain artists on Instagram or on social media that you follow and you see their art and you think, well, you know, I'm never going to be that, you know, skilled, or I'm never going to be that, well, sorry, we can't use the word skilled because that's not what people normally think. I'm never going to be that talented or that good at what they're doing, whether they're a singer or whatever endeavor that you're in, right? That feeling of hopelessness, I felt it. And that feeling is your best friend. When you're out there and you're trying to improve yourself in your artwork, feel that feeling of envy. Don't be afraid of it, because everyone envies their heroes. Everyone envies or secretly envies their the people that they look up to, because because you know that they're great, because their greatness is something that you want for yourself. We're all technically selfish creatures that want the good for ourselves. And if you like embrace that envy and you embrace that want, and you look up to it and you think, you know what, I am going to take myself, not like disconnect myself from that feeling, but use this feeling to push me forward. Because the more you envy an artist, the more you want to be like them, or the more that you want to, you know, like embody all the beautiful things that they are working on, then you know that these people are the people that you should be looking at, right? So if you, for example, I've spoken about Marco Bucci's book in this video, but Marco Bucci is one of my favorite artists of all time. And if you haven't seen his channel on YouTube, I'll link it, only because I absolutely adore him. And, you know, just check him out. He's a great teacher, but also his artwork is beautiful. And it's different from a lot of other artworks that I like. It's very childlike and free. And I adore him for that. And the thing is, if you envy an artist the way I envy him, the way I look up to him, the way I want to be like him, you know that you should be paying extra attention to those people. You should be paying extra attention to what they do, how they've gained their skill level, what it is they advise you on. I mean, Marco Bucci talks a lot about going out into the world and taking your own pictures, or going out to paint in the real world. And I'm in a hot climate and I can't exactly do that every day, but I like to try to practice every day, because that's what he preaches. Sit down, do at least an hour every day, and you know you would have beaten the monster that is within, that pulls you away from something that you really, really want, right? That feeling of, I really want to do better at this skill or art or any creative endeavor, and then you end up not doing that thing every day. There is a feeling that you've all felt. That feeling of, I wish I'd done some art today. I wish I'd paid a little bit more attention to my art. You go like weeks or months without doing any artwork or paying any attention to your skill that you're developing, and you realize that you've left yourself in a compromising position where people have moved on while they've worked on their skill, and you're just not. You haven't. So yeah, I think that if you have those people that you envy, and if you look at the word talent as something that isn't something to be happy about, think of your skill as a skill. Your artwork, your singing, your dancing, whatever creative endeavor you're in, you are a skilled person. And your skill comes from emulating the people that you look up to and taking from the world. You take reference from everything. And I love that. I love that I can I've discovered something that gives me hope every time I feel hopeless. I can look up at somebody's artwork and think, I'm probably never gonna be as skilled as they are. Maybe I'm not interested in environments, but I envy them because they've got a great work. Their environments are amazing in their artwork. But still, I can look up to them and think, this is someone I want to be like, and I'll probably work on it tomorrow or the day after or the day after, right? I have to have a plan, because the people I envy the most are my biggest competitors. If I want to be in this world where I share my artwork online, or maybe I want to be an illustrator, maybe I want to be an animator, maybe I want to be whatever, right? If I want to be in this world of the internet, the World Wide Web, these people are my, not enemies, but my competitors. We are competing at a sense. And if I look up to them, I need to work twice as hard, twice as much, just to get to their level. And then I want to surpass them. That's what I want to do, right? So never ever sit around and do nothing, because talent is not gonna be your best friend forever. And don't forget, you're not talented, you're skilled. And the people you love are your greatest teachers and your greatest enemies. What the hell am I talking about? No one's your enemy. Just work hard because they work hard. And if you look up to them, that's important. Anyway, I have to go now. So thanks for listening to my talk and my discussion. And I hope you guys comment in the comment section and let me know what you think. And if you know about Marco Bucci and if you don't, or and hopefully you guys are working on the things that your weaknesses are. Sorry, my English just broke. What the hell was that sentence? I hope you guys are working on your weaknesses and improving yourself. So there's my Instagram. I just opened a Twitter account, so here's my Twitter account. And hope to see you guys there. Make sure that you text, comment or tweet at me and I will answer you. And yeah, thank you guys so much. This is the final sketch kind of piece that I made today. It's just a practice piece. All credit is to the photographer who took this picture for Pinterest. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye.